And we're live. In our last session, the party set out for the city of Dralamar to have some questions answered, maybe have some gear made, and sell off some extra bits from the dragon they defeated. After several relatively uneventful days of travel, during which they were pursued but not attacked by a pack of fey dogs. They arrived at the Spill, a small town grown beyond the city's southern wall. There they stayed a night at the Silver Dragon Inn, the very place where this adventure began for some of them. The following morning, our adventurers awoke, coming downstairs to find the tavern empty save for a single hooded figure who asked them to approach for a conversation. And that's where we begin tonight's session. So, as you all gather and come down the stairs, you find the tavern eerily quiet and empty, save for a single hooded figure, far end of the tavern, sitting at a table in the back. He looks up, and you see just his mouth and chin from beneath the hood, and his voice rings out across the space. "We should talk. I'm gonna have a seat."
We're all together, right?
Yes, you are.
Are there any windows around?
How about I show you a map? Just in case.
And yeah, is there anyone else in the room?
No, the entire tavern seems to be completely empty, at least this floor. Just move you guys to the map here. I'm gonna show you the city map real quick, just to kind of remind you where you're at.
In the Spill.
Do please ignore what he looks like there. That is not what he looks like. That is just the...
He's a drow!
No, it's the default token for his stat block.
Which is a drow.
He is not.
Hey, at least he's masked up, though.
Yeah,
Is
good
he?
on him. Yeah, it looks like it. He's doing his part.
Oh, he is.
Yep.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Yeah. No, that is just the default token for that stat block. Is Pierre out? Should I add him to the map, or is he is he with you at all times, or?
He's sleeping in.
Okay.
He's he's with me right now. He's in the bag. It's a lot of questions in public oftentimes, so
Excuse me, Rogar.
Oh,
Jesus.
oh boy.
Okay, so those
Oro.
curtains
Yes.
on the three rooms, are they all closed or are they wide open?
They are, as you see them, they are drawn shut.
Okay.
You would have seen them open the night previous. They are private booths that are available for a price. And in fact, I'm not sure if the party would have sat in one of them. I don't think we were too particular. I think you guys were sitting at a table in the open room.
I would see Rogar looking at them and nod at him and make my way over to look in those.
Alrighty, let me just grab some passive perceptions here. A sec. Actually, I keep a list. It's easier than asking every time.
I like this map.
I just realized that he's by the shitters.
Yeah, yep. I smell an aroma.
Oh yeah, look at that.
This is the bar, right? This L.
I believe so, because
Looks like it.
Like the kegs and whatnot are back there.
Yeah.
So the table that he's sitting at is near but sort of beyond the bar. Correct. It's an L-shaped bar here. You would have seen, a back room, a pantry and kitchen, and another back room through a door that you would have maybe seen the innkeeper go through once or twice. Stairs up, and nothing else other than the front door for entrances. There are windows, light streams in through those windows, and outside, through the sort of the layer of pub scode that has settled on the glass, giving it a bit of a frosted effect. You see people passing by, or the shadows of people as they pass by. Seems to be normal morning street traffic outside. But the room itself, as far as you can tell, is empty. Lunalia, the room is not empty. There is more than just your friends and this man in this room.
She'll just straight up ask him, who else is here?
Insurance. Please have a seat.
I will use just gesture a little bit, and a mage hand will appear and pull back the curtains.
All right.
First on the southernmost room. And then if I find that to be empty, then on the middle one and the northernmost one as well.
Noro likes the show. He just kind of claps like bravo. Oh.
As the curtains pull back on the southernmost room, they reveal two
Twins!
rather rowdy-looking thugs sitting at the table.
Man.
The hand will drop the curtain and go look at the other two.
Well, it wouldn't be right if they didn't have the same.
Insurance. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Noro takes measured steps away from them.
I thought it was the chamber pot I was smelling.
I like this ball so much, it would be such a shame to ruin it.
You see a couple of the thugs lean out and look towards the figure sitting at the table in the back, sort of questioningly. He waves a hand and they settle down. We don't mean you any harm. Come have a seat and let's speak plainly.
Speak plainly, nobody brings entourage like that without meaning somebody harm. Are they just here because they are hungry for breakfast?
They're here because I'm aware of what you are all capable of. I didn't feel comfortable meeting you alone.
6 of them.
Who are you and what do you want?
Fine. He stands up. I suppose I'll speak with raised voice if you're not going to come join me. My name is Dresden. I work for a group of concerned individuals who have recently learned a lot of you have fallen in well with a certain Hammond Sam. I'm here to ask for your help. Now, if you'd kindly approach, I'd prefer not to speak loudly. Sits back down. Insight checks if you want.
Is this is that a column?
It is, yes.
All right, that's about as close as I'm gonna get.
Are you,
Nora's just gonna lean on
Bring
it.
the roof down.
Yep.
are you leaning against the column?
Yep, I'm gonna lean against the column and kind of like keep an eye back here, given what Louis has revealed.
It is a massive timber hewn roughly square, and there is a stained dark, perhaps with tar, but there is a definite spot on it where various shoulders have leaned on it over decades. Slight wear to it and discoloration. You lean against it and start a new wear spot, a foot and a half higher. The rest of you gather around.
I'm gonna carve Noro was here.
Can you bring? I'll bring Pierre out of the bag, and I'll sit on a stool at the bar, and he'll be standing on the bar next to me.
Alrighty. Standing on the bar next to you.
I want a Pierre. How do I get one?
Much book learning.
Start taking lessons from Louis and put your next level into wizard.
We'll get you a book, some googly eyes, and some pipe cleaner, and you just make your own Pierre.
My friend, you need to be able to read before you can get a book.
Son of a...
It'll have pictures in it.
You bottom dweller!
What you gotta do is you gotta make a great maul, and then you paint the head of it to look like a book.
Oh my god.
Noro's got an intelligence of what, 8? He can read.
10.
Yeah,
Hand signals.
Noro has 10?
He's the second smartest in the party.
Oh my Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's a tie? Like,
I'm
don't a
worried.
lot of us have 10?
No, I don't.
Alright.
Oh no, I do.
So as you gather around and take up relatively static or comfortable or at least static positions, he looks like he relaxes a bit and sort of leans up against the wall as he begins to speak. Hammond Sam is not what he appears. I represent a group of concerned individuals, nobles and merchants and others, who seek to uncover his true identity, who seek to expose him for what he really is. It's come to our attention, as we have eyes and ears here and there, that a lot of you, or at least one of you, has fallen into his good graces recently. I'd like to ask you to do something for us. And I will ask you to name a price. Are you interested?
Tell us what you'd like to have done first.
Can we take just a meta moment really quick? And what is our relationship with Hammond Sam? What all do we know about him? Can I have that info before we go into this conversation?
Yeah, absolutely. Hammond Sam is a noble from Dralamar. He first appeared some episodes back when a number of parties interested in purchasing a stake in the mine showed up in Vandalin. He is the master of coin of the city, and over the last 20 years or so, he rose from, a relatively unknown lower-ranking noble to one of the prominent figures in the city, both in government and in nobility, in circles of nobility. He's quite well-to-do. He's very well connected, and he. Some would say he even has, perhaps has even more power than the majority of the Council of Lords. Halia was asked by Silas the Red to do away with him before he made it back to Dralamar. She asked Scribble for help. the party. I think Scribble talked Madrick into doing something about it. Madrick went and grabbed his buddy Roger and went and jumped Hammond on the road, took care of his guards, gravely injured him before the group of Dralian Guard southbound for Phandalin came across them and scared them off, caught Roger, and Madrick disappeared. Some time later, the party finds this group camped on the road, massive manhunt going on for the escaped Madrick. They're told that Hammond Sam was gravely injured and rushed back to Dralamar, but Scribble actually finds him hiding in a tent, looking perfectly fine, writing missives and, enjoying fine food and drink. Seemingly a guest of the guards. Lucy, correct me if I'm wrong. Scribble left him a note and was later summoned to come speak to him.
Yeah, I stole his liquor.
Yep, that's right. I think you left him a warning.
Yeah, I left him a warning saying that someone was trying to kill him. And then the next day, after Noro drank most of the liquor, then I went to, they summoned me to the tent. And then he said, he tried to find out who we were. And that's whenever I used Silas's voice.
That's right. You repeated to him what Silas had said to you. And he thanked you for that and basically told you that, if you find yourself in Dralamar anytime soon, he'll have work for you.
So how much do we know of Scribble's machinations with him and Sam? That is a question for Scribble.
I don't think you know anything. Lunale is the only one who knew that, because she talked to Roger that I had talked to Madrick about killing him.
Right.
So that means when this guy that we don't know says one of you has fallen in favor with Ham and Sam, Louis would have no idea what he's talking about. Got it. I think that answers all my questions. Thank you for that interruption.
Dude, it's your show. Always interrupt, please. So he when Lunalia asks him what exactly, he says it's a simple task, but dangerous if you're caught. Yeah, he takes a small. It's almost like an amulet, but without a chain attached to it, and he places it on the table. It's looks like a sapphire, blue sapphire, set in a ornate gold setting, small enough that it would fit in the palm of the hand, that you could palm it and hide it. Simply ask that if you meet with Hammond, that you bring this with you. Leave it at whatever place you meet with, hidden out of sight.
Why should we do this? What do we stand to gain?
You don't know me, and so I doubt you'll trust me. But it is for the good of the city. Everyone in a place of power has motives, has secrets. Many of them are known, but his are not. Hammond's too clean, I suppose the word is. That worries more than a few.
Is it possible that he is just what he seems? Clean?
You would think at first, but the lengths he goes to avoid meeting with people face to face, to avoid large gatherings, to avoid specifically those talented in the arcane. He's hiding something. My employers know more than I. Unfortunately, this is all they've told me. But I believe there is more.
Well, perhaps we should speak to them then.
You'll have to make do with me.
You still haven't answered my question. What is in it for us?
Oh, but I did. I said name your price.
You're not the first person to say name your price.
Oh, and sorry, I completely missed describing him. Of course, now that you're up close, he does pull the hood back, and as he's talking, relatively unremarkable looking, middle-aged man, graying temples, dark hair. His hair is sort of long and unkempt. He has a beard, no mustache. The beard is short but a little scraggly, and a scar over his left eye. Very, very typical fighter, bandit-looking guy.
What did you say his name was?
His name is Dresden.
It's clearly a bad guy's name.
Would you mind me asking who your employers are?
I'm sure that they would mind me asking. They would mind you asking. You've met at least one of them.
And they are...
A collection of concerned individuals, nobles and merchants. Dralamar and abroad.
Which one have we met?
Silas.
Well, I believe I've heard everything I need to hear.
Yeah, that southern gin to me.
Who is definitely not the devil.
And sorry, so what do we know about Silas?
He is a red-skinned, horned, possibly tiefling, possibly something else, who was also in Phandalin, and showed some interest in buying into the mine. He is a somewhat notable, legitimate businessman in Dralamar, and apparently a lot of people owe him a lot of things.
He was also the one who set up the ruse of the Rock Seekers putting out this super low-priced buy-in to get all these people out there, and it turns out that it was all him that orchestrated it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. That's right. There was a fake letter, a fake posting from Gundren, seeking investors, and it turns out he was behind it. He is someone to whom Halia and others owe supposedly great debts. He has a habit of showing up at inopportune times and asking them to do impossible things, distasteful or impossible things.
But does the majority of the group know that, or only Scribble?
Lunalia would know some of it. I think she listened at the window
yes.
for some of that. It would be up to Scribble how much of that he informed the others of.
I think Nora went with me to talk to her initially whenever he was there, so he would have some inkling of.
Yeah,
of who Silas was, at least.
I got
And
a
then
feel.
we went and saw Silas.
Right.
Because that's whenever he tried to pay us to get a meeting alone with Gundren.
I'm pretty sure the group has a general consensus that he's a slick, shady sort.
Ooh, Silas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a lot of paper.
Yeah, and you did see Hammond in the tavern, in the inn, with others around him. But, definitely notable that Silas never made a public appearance in Phandalin. Oh, God,
So for general-
the Thai restaurant next door, the smell is coming in the window. Oh, man.
So if our general feeling about Silas is not good, what is our general feeling about Hammond Sam?
Also not good.
Well, I don't think we really know much about Hammond Sam. I think I was under the impression that he's just a wealthy merchant.
No, he's not just he's the one who put Halia's dad in jail.
We all know that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He did. Sorry, he did what?
He had did he frame or he was part of it poker for putting Halia's.
It's unclear. He received the renown for uncovering the plot to siphon money from the city's coffers into some criminal group, and Helia's father, who was previously the master of coin, took the fall for it. It's not entirely clear if he was. You're not sure if he was actually guilty or not. The official story is he was. And that Hammond is the one who uncovered his wrongdoing. He would have told you that there's a little more to the story than that. That her father was not necessarily innocent, but was forced or coerced into what he was doing. That he didn't have a choice.
So it's basically siding with the lesser of two evils. Or just walking away and saying, fuck it, sort it yourself.
So we take this amulet and we go meet with Hammond? Is the next step if we agree?
Yeah, I think he just wants us to bug his room.
But the thing is that none of you know how to contact him.
Right.
Or that I would know how to either.
Do you say something to that effect out loud?
No, I was telling Hummer.
Scribble, make a. Do you have proficiency in survival?
Nope.
Give me a second here. I'm looking for a wisdom based skill. It might just be wisdom. Might just be a wisdom.
Well,
check.
Lunalia would say to Dresden, how do you expect us to find him? The last we saw him, he was on the road.
Right.
Believe me, if I could learn who you are and find you within a day of you arriving in town, he knows you're here. You'll receive a summons sooner than later. If he has use for you, that is.
So what do you owe, Silas?
More than I'd like to, and it's personal.
Why does everyone say that?
He has a way of finding people when they're at their lowest. Time of need, offering them exactly what they need. Fix all of their problems. The price is... well... It's something that comes along later, and it's never quite something you could pay back. Between you and me, he's not a good man, but he serves a purpose in this city, and those allied with him, they see that value that he provides. As do I.
So he owes them something.
Noro wants to do. I don't know if this is like an intimidation check. Maybe I want to try, but I want to look at my group and say, I wonder what the other side would give us if we turn him in for like what he's doing right now.
Mm.
And just see what the reaction would be.
Like you talking about Dresden?
Yes. So something to that, but I don't know if it's intimidation or would that be deception? Or,
I'd say it's intimidation.
What's your intent? Are you trying to be a little bit threatening? Are you trying to suss a little bit of something out by popping some words out there, or are you just There's got to be some reason why you're saying these words.
Well, I guess why I'm saying it versus how I want to say it. Yeah. I want to say it in an intimidating form.
Then it's intimidation check.
Okay, because I like to take advantage of my,
If you're saying it in a if you're saying it in a like a friendly tone and you followed up with I wonder how much they'd give us and would you be able to match or beat that? That's persuasion, but
Okay.
Yeah. I think if your intent is to intimidate, then go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm talking to my party, and then I slyly look at him, just looking for a response. Okay, I'm going to roll.
Give me 2. Give me 1 regular roll, and then give me 1 with advantage.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Wowzers.
Well done.
Wow. Dresden sits there, his face impassive, but you hear shuffling and quiet whispers from several of the thugs in the booths. You seem to have made them nervous.
Okay.
Do they have any type of uniform on, or are they just wearing whatever?
Let's have a look at their stat blocks. They're all wearing varieties of studded leather armor. They're all armed with, a dagger, a short sword, a mace or cudgel. They'll have small one-handed weapons.
Swords for hire.
Yeah, they all have weapons.
They look like mercenaries, not an organized group.
They look like street thugs.
Mm-hmm.
They look like street thugs. They're a bunch of Guidos. They're a bunch of street thugs that have kind of made it past, basic thievery and stuff, and are working as goons for somebody.
Is the item, the trinket or brooch or whatever, is that on the table right now?
It is.
I'll pick it up.
Can I sense if it is magical innately in and of itself? Or I can do. I will have. I'll do an immediate cast of detect magic through Louis. His pages will. Oh, I wish now is when I could use that pipe. His pages will open up and just kind of flutter around, and I'll cast detect magic.
Oh yeah, can you put Pierre out on the map?
He is? Oh, you know what?
Oh,
Sorry, I put him on the wrong layer. There he is. Sorry, he's been there the whole time. I just I put him on the hidden layer that I use to hide bad guys. But he's not He's not a bad guy. So he's
Here's
just
a
gonna have
bad
to,
guy.
That guy.
he's gonna have to be quiet and not tell Louis what he saw when he was there.
He's the big bad evil guy.
Well, clearly, he's the Necronomicon.
Rogar will just ask Dresden, like, what the amulet does.
Louis, you sense a relatively strong divination enchantment on the item. It is some sort of sensor, anchor, something. And sorry, Rogar?
Rogar will pick up the amulet and ask what it does exactly.
Dresden looks at it and then looks back at you and says, "It's harmless. But it'll serve our purpose of learning a little more about our friend. As long as it's close to him or left in a place that he frequents."
So it's like it's a way for you to see what he's doing?
Sure,
A way to spy on him?
something like that.
Oh, I would love a straight answer.
He just stares at you impassively.
I think this might be something that we would have to discuss among ourselves, as well as what terms would be.
Yeah, to come up with our terms.
Well, I suppose I can give you the room. Come on, lads. Let's give them some time to think. He just stands up, excuses himself, and leaves the room, as do the rest of them.
Well, before he leaves, Lunelli is going to ask, and where can we get a hold of you once we've decided?
Well, I'll be waiting outside.
Oh, this is like a right now decision.
And he starts to walk for the door. As do the others. Hut, 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 hut.
Well, Lunelli's going to move back into the kitchen where there is nobody and start making tea, and maybe we can have a discussion.
Welcome to Dralamar.
Who has a bag of holding?
Like, did we have? We're not even in Dralamar. We're outside the gates. So crazy.
What was your question, Rogar?
Who has a bag of holding?
Louis does, doesn't he?
Oui.
Do you mind if I put the amulet in there temporarily?
Not at all. I'll take it from you and stick it in there. So what else is things that I do not know that would affect this decision?
Lunelli's just going to look at Scribble.
Sounds like it's Dralamar politics.
Yes, and how exactly does that concern us?
What if it's to turn us into a bad name? Like it's a setup.
Well, we unfortunately, from the sounds of it, have had contact with both sides, and we have kind of made, I guess, a name for ourselves. So, like it or not, we are being targeted, maybe for a leg up on the competition.
Yeah, but the answer can always be no. It depends what we want out of it.
No, but then we limit our access to the city, I would say. Maybe. What
Is
if
it
we
worth
say,
the risk?
what if we say yes and not do it? Like not have to do it, or hey, it's taking too long. You know.
I would think that if they're, that powerful, they're probably having us watched.
Does Scribble share what he knows about Ham and Sam and Silas with the rest of the party?
Well, everyone knows everything I know about Silas.
Do we know about? Does Louis know about your relationship with Ham and Sam? Do we know that you've met with him and spoken with him?
No.
And you are choosing not to share that when Louis asks for more information?
No, I was just trying to explain that, like, I don't know anything more about Silas. The only thing, as far as that I know, is that I did meet Ham and Sam, which I think, didn't I say to the party that Ham and Sam was in the tent?
Yeah, I think you told them. You told them a little bit. Like I'm pretty sure you were like, "Oh yeah, no, he's in the tent." And
He's
they
there
were
and
like,
he's
"How do you
fine."
know?" And you're like, "Cause I saw him." I just don't know if you talked to them. If you told the party about your meeting with him the next day.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Because I'm pretty sure you told them that's where the alcohol came from.
Yeah.
I saw him
we
in the
know
tent,
he
and
was
when he left, I
there.
stole his liquor.
And that he's fine. He's perfectly healthy. He's not. It was a big made-up story.
I'm just trying to figure out what the difference is between what I know and what Louis knows. And that is that Scribble has told Hammond that Silas is trying to kill him. I do not know that information, but I should know. But Louis should know everything else, right?
I'm not entirely sure if the party knows that.
I don't think we know.
That Scribble sent Madrick after Hammond.
On Halia's behalf.
Right.
Yeah, no one knows that part. What we know is that Madrick attacked, and then Roger got kidnapped.
Yeah.
So what Louis wouldn't know would be that I met with Hammond the next day, and that I basically told him that Silas was the one that he. And then he said he might have work for me later.
Lunalia is pretty sure she knows that Scribble is the one who sent Madrick after Ham and Sam because of her conversation with Roger.
Right. Well, yeah, Roger
Because-
flat out told you. I know it was. Madrick told me it was,
He doesn't know who,
Yeah.
but based on her information and how she knows everybody in the group, it makes sense that it was Scribble. But that's all she knows.
So now I would ask Louis, it's like, with that in the bag, can it spy on us?
If it is hidden away, then no, it cannot. Which I'm fairly certain is correct, right, Poker?
Yeah, it's
isn't it technically in its own pocket dimension?
Pocket dimension. Yeah, it is. It is not on the material plane. If I remember correctly from the research I did, and which is kind of cheesy because it makes it very, very stupidly easy to hide something in a bag of holding, which is quite a fairly common magic item, uncommon, but it's not a rare item. But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, so the morning before we left the camp, I did meet with Ham and Sam and let him know that Silas was after him. And he said he may have work, or he thanked me and said that he may have work for me later. No details, no agreements.
So your arrangement with him is not exclusive. Is that correct?
Yes. There is no arrangement with him.
Do we want to get involved? Do we need to pick a dog in this fight, or do we put both dogs in this fight, or do we pick no dogs in this fight?
I grew up here. I don't necessarily want to come back here.
Do not everybody answer at once.
Well, I mean, both sides don't exactly seem great,
Neither side seems great.
but at the same time, you don't really want to anger either side because they seem relatively powerful, and not just in terms of strength.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we
Yep.
can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Uh-oh, he
Nope, he
must not.
didn't hear us.
Bye. See you next week. Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Hey, yeah. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can always hear you.
Oh, I was like, wow, it is like really quiet right now, and then I was like, oh, Luce is lit up, but I can't see anything.
Oh, that's why you said don't all speak at once.
Yeah, I laughed at your joke, bro. It was good.
I was like, man, tough crowd.
Yeah, no, basically I said that, I grew up in Dralamar, but I don't have any love for the city.
And I just came down here to trade with the bottom dwellers. So, I think we should play both sides, but not fully give them what they're looking for. But we can give breadcrumbs as if we are working. And I mean, think about it. They said, name your price, which means we got a lot of freedom. And if they see us as being that good, it would be believable that we're only sharing so much, on purpose, of course, to somehow like we stay in the middle and we navigate the waters of this and help us accomplish what we need to accomplish. Because I think Rogar's right. We don't want to make enemies, because then I think we'll be limited in access in parts of the city.
But if we get caught playing both sides, we will be making enemies.
I think we've already made enemies.
Yeah, no
So,
matter
I mean,
what.
the last time we talked to Silas, he wanted us to set up a meeting with him in Gundren. The next time we saw him, we were part owners of the mine.
Rip.
I am going to pull the amulet out of the bag, and say, please watch what you say for a few minutes, and then I'm going to cast Identify on this object. And I'm specifically trying to deduce if it is paired with another object that's similar to this, or if it is just a basis for a scry spell, or how exactly the magic of it works.
Yeah, or is it a lie and it's a bomb?
I'm gonna stop you guys for just a quick second. I'm gonna restart the stream because it's gone very grainy, and I'm just a little worried about the bit rate. So I'm just gonna restart it, and we'll be right back.